Hello and welcome. I'm on the T-25, the Tier 5 German medium tank, premium tank. And on this battle I want to show, what I want to show actually, it's not so much what I achieved, which is not bad, but it's basically a good battle actually. It's a battle where both teams fight quite hard, both teams do the right things tactically, and where the battle is just on balance really right until the end. Actually a nice battle to watch. Now, as often is the case on this map and particularly on this tank, I go down this line here, and I always like to flank like that and then go and capture the base. I don't really like going into the city unless I'm a heavy tank. And so we go here and basically just wait for the rest of the team to catch up. At the same time, see if any enemy comes up, and they do. I didn't spot these two tanks myself, but at least, oh come on, stay still. How typical. At least I can do a bit of sniping, but that wasn't particularly successful, as you can see. I hate it when players go back and forth. I mean, obviously they do it to make shooting at them more difficult, but at the same time, it doesn't seem to be a very kind of normal things to do when they themselves need to shoot as well. Because obviously, if you keep moving, you're not going to be very accurate with your shooting. So anyway, we've spotted two, so we make our move, and I think I definitely want to help the M4 on my left. I've got a T-34 there, but you might think that my move here is a bit hard to explain. But look, we've got two Allied tanks attacking here. So what I want to do is keep that Crusader occupied, because he could be doing some sniping, and not all of my shots register. I mean, that's annoying when it does that, but I finally destroy it. And we can push forward. We're doing well on this side because, as you can see, we've destroyed 3 enemies. We haven't lost any on this side, so that's good. But we're obviously not doing well in the city. At the same time, we also have a team killer, and that's not good. And the score is even. So and the enemy is all concentrated in the city, as you can see here. So the only thing to do here is just to push, go for base capture, and just try and be quicker than the enemy, because the enemy has only got that KV-1, with that team killer KV-1, which I'm sure will die very soon, and then a couple of tank destroyers and an artillery, of course. And other than that, the base is completely undefended. So let's go and get the enemy base. And as you might have seen from a previous battle of mine on the Panzer IV-H, when I'm attacking from this side, I always like to go around this ridge like that, because on one hand I get protection, and on the other hand, look, I'm spotting them all. Okay, they spotted me, but at least I've lit them up, so the enemy can deal with them. I can also deal some damage myself. But it's very crucial. What I'm doing here is important, because I'm lighting up. Oh, here the gun elevation is not enough, and then... Okay, I got it. Oh, it wasn't me. Okay. Excuse me. But at least you see, I'm actually keeping the enemies here lit up, which allows my team to fire at them, and especially plan their move knowing where the enemy is. The next thing I gotta do is get into this side here and try and attack this too, when suddenly our base gets captured by one of the enemies. The only thing we've got is a T-67, as you can see here, so let's pray that he does his job, and he seems to be doing it. I'm kind of a little bit caught in the middle here, as you can see, because that Ram 2 is trying to get me, but at the same time, not a very good play. I mean, yes, okay, he goes back and forth, but his aim isn't very good. You see, this is what happens when you go back and forth, when you wiggle with your tank. Yes, it's harder to get you, but it's also harder for you to get the enemy. So, and in the end, he gets destroyed. Now, watch this. This is a really good battle, because I'll just pause this a second, because we've got, I mean, so far, I mean, look at the score, 10-10. We've had 2 separate situations going on. The enemy attacking from the city, and basically that T-67 being the only one who can kind of fend them off and reset capture, and us attacking from this side, you know, from the canal, from the river, through those houses, and me also kind of spotting round that ridge where the enemy situated a little bit here and a little bit there. So extremely interesting battle. Now we've come to a point now where we've got the enemy Churchill there, as you can see on the map, is right there, but then so is the Su-85, so it seems, and the Grill. So the artillery is not near the base. So there's 3 enemies at our base, which is defended by one of our tanks, and then there's 3 of us at the enemy base, 4 of us, it must be 4 of us at the enemy base, which is defended by 2 of their tanks. And this is interesting, this bit, because these 2 tanks, these 2 enemy tanks, the M7 and the T-67, are kind of a little bit caught because they've got my teammates from there and then me on the side. So they have to be a bit careful who they prioritize when they try and defend, and it doesn't go too well for them, as you can see, because even though my aiming isn't very good, and they do it, there you go, see that back and forth, my aiming isn't particularly good. The T-25 isn't extremely accurate as a gun anyway, but they have to keep moving, and eventually one of them gets destroyed, so I can then go straight for the T-67. Always a pleasure to destroy. I hate that tank. So that's down. And when it comes to situations like this, even though my HP is still fairly high, I just prefer to go for capture. Mostly because I never really trust my teammates. Often they don't cap, and I feel that if I don't cap, nobody else will, and we risk losing the game, especially when it's so balanced. I mean, alright, the enemies only go Su-85, really, there could be a threat. But I just don't like to take chances, so I go for base capture. And guess what? The enemy also does a base capture. So it was a good idea to at least have one of us going to base capture. Now the BDR G1B is also gone for base capture. And I would guess that both of them, of the enemies, are capturing, but it seems that only one is. But I'm not concerned at all. So not a particularly important battle from a point of view of achievements, but at least you know, it was an interesting battle, and it was definitely worth watching. Thank you very much.